The indie multiplayer space is full of new ideas that push the limits of traditional genres and give players experiences that bigger studios don't often try to produce. From chaotic co-op shooters to methodical stealth heists, here are the top 10 promising indie multiplayer games that will be released in 2026. We start the list with Scramble Knights Royale. Scramble Knights Royale throws 32 armored competitors into a vibrant and chaotic arena, where only the finest combatant can claim the ultimate royal victory in an incredibly unique take on the Battle Royale formula. Stripping away the typical gritty realism found in other titles within the genre, this top-down co-op adventure embraces a colorful, light-hearted, classic action-adventure aesthetic that immediately sets it apart. Players can team up with friends to explore a huge world full of towns and dungeons, fighting monsters and completing quests, while also dealing with the crazy energy of a competitive multiplayer showdown. The characters are full of personality, so players can be a variety of unique knights, such as heavily armored frogs and feline warriors. Sledding Game delivers a wonderfully cozy and low-pressure multiplayer hangout experience entirely built around the simple joy of launching yourself down a snowy hill and watching the hilarious ragdoll physics unfold. Far removed from the intensely competitive nature of traditional snow sports simulators, this title serves as a brilliant social sandbox where friends can gather, race, crash spectacularly, and just enjoy each other's company, thanks to its incredibly immersive voice chat feature. The moment-to-moment gameplay is continually engaging, allowing players to not only race to the bottom of the slopes, but also construct custom ramps for massive trick points, or simply meander down the mountain at their own leisurely pace. When you need a break from the main slopes, the world is packed with delightful side activities, from engaging in snowball fights and throwing darts to curling or roasting s'mores inside a warm, inviting cabin. Loftia invites players into an exquisitely crafted solar punk MMO universe, where the core focus is firmly placed on community building, sustainability, and carving out a meaningful existence across a breathtaking network of floating islands. Players are encouraged to connect with both old friends and new acquaintances in this huge, always online world. They can do this by farming, crafting, and exploring. Every part of the game is designed to create a warm and positive environment. Players can learn eco-friendly methods like hydroponics and aquaponics while making tools using renewable energy from the sun, wind, and rain. Groups can do more than just take care of their own floating homes and adopt cute animals like capybaras and turtles. They can also go out into the unknown to search through abandoned factories, solve difficult puzzles, and work together on huge community projects that open up completely new areas. As Thieves is an atmospheric and deeply immersive PvPvE multiplayer stealth heist game that takes players to a beautifully realized 1910s city full of dark magic and high-stakes intrigue. In this carefully designed world of shadows and secrets, would-be master criminals must complete difficult, short-session missions while only relying on their wits, patience, and tactical awareness to outsmart both AI guards and other players. You can either sneak through the beautifully rendered Victorian-inspired streets on your own, or with a trusted friend in seamless co-op multiplayer. No matter what, the tension is always there as you try to steal your way up the ranks of the underworld. The game focuses a lot on dynamic stealth mechanics instead of fighting, which makes players have to hide, sneak, and carefully plan their escape with valuable loot before the police or other thieves catch on. The game will come to Steam on 20 May 2026. Far Far West aggressively redefines the co-op shooter landscape by plunging up to 4 players into a delightfully weird and utterly chaotic robotic cowboy universe, where traditional Western tropes collide violently with dark magic and mechanical mayhem. Players take on the role of a crew of highly customizable mechanical bounty hunters. They're given very dangerous contracts by the local town sheriff and must travel through haunted mines, cursed deserts, and alongside huge phantom trains. The combat loop is so fast-paced that players have to switch between firing their trusty six-shooters and casting powerful magical fireballs to stay alive against endless waves of reanimated skeletons and tough bosses. The party can go back to town between these crazy shootouts to trade in their hard-earned bounties for important upgrades. They can change their spells, abilities, and even their favorite mechanical steeds to fit their playstyle perfectly. Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a massive and ambitious step forward for the tactical multiplayer first-person shooter genre, dropping players directly into the dense, unforgiving jungles and complex river networks of one of history's most intense conflicts. Operating on a staggering scale, the game pits two teams of up to 50 players against one another in grueling, highly coordinated battles that demand constant communication, strategic resource management, and precise squad-based tactics over individual run-and-gun heroics. The battlefields are carefully designed based on important historical events. They have a wide range of environments, from dangerous rice paddies to stronghold beaches. The addition of flyable helicopters and drivable riverboats completely changes the way people fight. There are 19 different skill classes for players to choose from, which encourages certain roles within the team. New features like building complex tunnel systems add even more depth to the ongoing battle for territory. Machine Party completely changes the usual casual multiplayer games by turning familiar, fun minigame mechanics into a truly scary and intense set of survival challenges where failing means death. Eschewing the friendly, brightly colored aesthetic typically associated with the genre, this title instead plunges friends into an incredibly dark and oppressive atmosphere that feels remarkably akin to navigating a horrific, interactive cinematic thriller. Groups must gather their courage to endure a relentless series of twisted, fast-paced scenarios that demands quick thinking and absolute ruthlessness, effectively forcing players to repeatedly prove that their own virtual lives are inherently more valuable than those of their peers. The clever mix of simple party game rules with intense psychological pressure and serious consequences makes every match filled with real stress and strong reactions. WARDOGS is a colossally scaled, all-out warfare first-person shooter that brilliantly merges tactical gunplay with robust building and destruction mechanics within a genuinely massive militaristic sandbox capable of hosting up to 100 players simultaneously. The core experience is driven by an extraordinarily dynamic King of the Hill style mode, where three massive factions clash violently over a randomized, heavily contested 2x2 kilometer control zone situated within an absolutely staggering map layout. To win, teams must constantly adapt to the changing battlefield, using combined arms tactics, strategic fortifications, and the destruction of the environment to flush out entrenched enemy positions and keep control of the high-value objective. The war is so big that no two matches ever play out the same way. Individual squad moves and big vehicle pushes change the flow of battle from minute to minute.
Another one. Is a co-op gladiator roguelike.
Chained Beast is a brutally hard and lightning-fast action roguelike game that constantly tests the reflexes and tactical endurance of anyone brave enough to enter its very punishing arenas. The game is built around a very steep difficulty curve that makes players go through a series of unpredictable and difficult runs where every mistake has terrible consequences, and staying alive depends on being a master of complicated attack patterns, how to dodge perfectly, and how to use powerful combos in a strategic way. The hard challenges are at the heart of the game, but the very tight combat mechanics and huge variety of builds make it perfect for competitive speedrunning and sharing strategies with other players, ensuring that players will always be comparing their best attempts.
Only the strongest survive.
What?
Titan trains have fuel cores.
Enginefall takes the multiplayer crafting and survival shooter genre on an incredibly unique and exhilarating ride by setting the entire struggle for dominance aboard colossal, continuously moving post-apocalyptic megatrains. Players start their desperate journey in the poor back end of these huge mechanical beasts, where they have to gather valuable resources, make important gear, and fight high-stakes tactical battles with their friends as they try to reach the heavily fortified first-class carriages. The sheer height and complexity of the Titan trains make raids incredibly tense, as players must carefully navigate dangerous train carriages, hunt for highly sought-after fuel cores, and make daring escapes with their hard-earned loot before the other team can respond. In between these fun adventures, the progression system lets players make their own customizable home on the train much better. This creates a satisfying cycle of risky scavenging and building up their base over time.
Again.
So, that is the video. Which game that catches your eye? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.